hurriedly pulled the blanket over herself, covered her head with the blanket, then shouted from under the covers, "You pervert! You lecher! No wonder I can hear Yi Feng's inner voice. So this brat has already seen my body." I pretended like nothing happened, leaned over and went into the bathroom to wash up. Yi Yuewei was still covered by the blanket. The corner of her mouth twitched unconsciously twice. She also hurriedly sat up. This won't do. As the eldest sister, I must keep a close eye on him, to prevent him from going astray later on. Yi Yuewei became even more determined to stay by my side. "Why are you running? Am I that scary?" She didn't think about it much more after that, continued getting dressed, then went to the bathroom to wash her face. Not long after, the door opened. I brought back 2 steamed buns and a cup of soy milk. "Eat up, my lady. Our resources are limited. This is all we can eat. When you go back to the Yi family later, don't say I treated you poorly. I don't want your precious little sisters coming to hold me accountable." Tossed the food onto the dining table. I grabbed my bag and headed straight out. Yi Yuewei looked at my back and smiled slightly. This brat actually knows how to care for others. Why didn't I notice it before? Thinking of this, she lowered her eyes slightly. Yesterday's guilt and sorrow welled up once again. Wiped the water off her face. She looked around the room. Not even a single skincare product to use. Truly, there's nothing here. You'll have to go look for a job in a bit. She picked up the steamed bun on the table. Just as she was about to eat, a 50 yuan note fell out from the bottom of the plastic bag. She stood there in a daze for a long time, then leaned down to pick up the 50 yuan note, carefully tucked it into her pocket, took a bite of the steamed bun. It was a custard bun. But why does this bun taste a bit salty? Yi Yuewei caught a bus. 2. Go to the Jiangcheng labor market. As for me, I leisurely headed to school. Jiangda University is very close to the house I rented. It only takes a 10-minute walk to get there. Just as I reached the school gate, stepped through the gate. Suddenly, a fragrant scent wafted over me. My arm was pulled to the side by someone. I turned my head to look, and was shocked to find that the person pulling me was Yi Yu Yan. Yi Yue Yan held her head slightly high, raised her eyebrows. With one hand, she gripped my arm tightly and dragged me aside. Her pace was extremely hurried. "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" I shook off her hand, then disgustedly dusted off my hand. I have no liking for this woman in front of me. Leaving aside that she pointlessly accused me of skipping class yesterday, the memories of her bullying me alone are enough for me to never like her. She crossed her arms over her chest, chin tilted up slightly, arrogance clearly showing in her eyes. I know she's a true haughty little princess. No matter how well I treated her, she took it all for granted, and considered it the natural order of things, but it seems she's never truly learned how to be grateful. She only sees it as something she's entitled to. In her eyes, I was inherently supposed to treat her that well. "Yi Feng, where have you taken eldest sister?" Yi Yue Yan originally intended to speak nicely, but after I shook off her hand like that, her hot temper flared up as well. "Leave me alone." I glanced at Yi Yue Yan with disgust, then continued walking forward. Yi Yu Yan looked at my back, her face full of disbelief. This bastard. Why on earth does he seem like he's become a completely different person, treating me so coldly, as if I owed him something? "Yi Feng, stop right there. Quickly, tell me where eldest sister is. We couldn't find her yesterday. Everyone is very worried about her." Yi Yu Yan pulled my arm once again. I secretly rolled my eyes, then turned around and removed her hand. "Listen, Yi Yue Yan, are you sure you want to be pulling and dragging me right in front of the school gate like this? Aren't you afraid I'll be mistaken for your boyfriend again?" Yi Yue Yan was so angry her chest was heaving. "Did you hide eldest sister away?" I pointed at myself. "I hid her, please. Back then, she was the one who kept clinging to me and wouldn't let go. Do you understand?" I told her to leave, but she wouldn't budge. What was I supposed to do? I am actually so angry I am starting to laugh. If she hadn't resorted to throwing a tantrum and threatening suicide, then I wouldn't have bothered to take her in. No one in this Yi family is any good. Yi Yue Yan was stunned. "Yi Feng, what did you just say?" "Little," she asked doubtfully. "Did Yi Feng say something just now?" "Probably not. Is it that ventriloquism thing that's been trending online lately?" "Yi Yu Yan, is there something wrong with your head? You're truly a psycho." I didn't want to deal with her anymore, and continued into the school. "If I don't get to class now, it'll be marked absent for this 8 a.m. session. ESK. This Yi Weiwei was hard of hearing yesterday. Now it's this Yi Yue Yan's turn to be the same. But it's ridiculous. What does it have to do with me? I've already left the Yi family anyway. Why bother with them anymore?" Yi Yu Yan heard this voice once again, staring at my back in shock. This is Yi Feng's inner voice. This is just too strange. She was so terrified she forgot to ask about Yi Yue Wei whereabouts. She just stood there blankly, watching me. This scene was caught by a student, who happened to be taking photos with a camera. Hehe. This scoop is definitely going to bring in a lot of engagement. He enjoyed looking at the photos in his camera. Let's see. The headline will be, "Shocking. The beautiful literature lecturer of Jiangda University, after a miserable breakup, has turned into a waiting wife." This title will absolutely be a huge eye-catcher. He quickly transferred the photos to his phone. Many of them were photos of her and Yi Feng pulling at each other. The final photo was of her using her eyes to gaze blankly at Yi Feng's back. He quickly posted a thread on Jiangda University's forum, uploaded all those photos, then sat back to wait for the results until 2 p.m. Today's classes have finished. Hearing the school bell, I hesitated a bit, wanting to linger a bit longer without leaving, but when my hand touched my empty stomach, I felt a bit worried. Just then, Sun Yun was standing at the classroom door, shouting to me, "Let's go. Yi Feng, what are you dazing out for? You skipped class yesterday and didn't even go to your part-time job. Are you planning not to go today either?" Only now did I remember that I still have another part-time job. After thinking for a moment, I stood up and put on my backpack. That place provides a free meal. It would be a waste not to eat, and I'll get paid too. The two of them walked through the lecture hall building. Just as we were about to go down the stairs, my nose caught a sudden waft of fragrance, very familiar. It's Yi Yue Yan again. I turned my head expressionlessly, watching an angry Yi Yue Yan pulling at me. Yi Yue Yan, why are you always like a ghost? Are you done or not? I already told you. Stop coming to bother me. Do you not understand human speech? I brushed away her hand that was clinging to my shirt. Yi Feng, you've gone too far. Yi Yue Yan's beautiful eyes glared at me. Her gaze was filled with indignation. The commotion between the two attracted the attention of students who had just finished class nearby. They all turned their curious eyes toward us. I told you it was true. You didn't believe me. Looking at this, it seems it's real. He. You can tell that guy named. This Yi Feng guy dumped teacher Yi. Total scumbag material. Girls, stay away from this kind of person in the future. The boys were just standing there watching the drama. Everyone remained silent. Hearing these gossips, fury also started to rise within me. Yi Yue Yan, you want to humiliate me in front of everyone, don't you? Then I won't be polite anymore either. Yi Yue Yan's expression changed, feeling that something was wrong. Just as she was about to say something, she saw me clear my throat, with sincere gratitude clearly showing on my face. Hey, I am sorry, Teacher Yi. I am truly sorry. What I said just now was perhaps a bit, but I really don't like you. Please don't come to bother me anymore, okay? You are the wealthy heiress of the Yi Group's chairman, and I am just an orphan. We are from different worlds. There will be no outcome for us. Even though we had brief moments of happiness. But Yue Yan, please forget me. With the last sentence, my voice became soft and full of sorrow. Afterward, I ignored Yi Yue Yan, who was standing there in a daze. I pulled Sun Yun, who was jaw-dropped in shock, and decisively turned and left. The crowd buzzed with gossip. Is this for real? A teacher is pursuing a student? This drama today is so satisfying to watch. The student's chatter reached Yi Yue Yan's ears. Her delicate, beautiful face quickly flushed red. An uncomfortable wave of dizziness hit her. She staggered, almost collapsing to the ground. A female student standing nearby hurried to support her. Teacher Yi, are you okay? Please don't be too heartbroken and sad. The student's words of comfort not only had no effect, but also made Yi Yue Yan explode with anger. She pushed the student away, glancing at the people surrounding her to watch the show. The male students' faces showed pity. A nameless sense of grievance surged in her heart. That bastard, I will definitely not forgive him. The more she thought, the more aggrieved she felt. The more she thought, the angrier she became. After standing up, she ignored the still gossiping students and ran after the direction I had just left. At this time, Sun Yun and I were walking on campus. The two of us talked as we walked. Just as we reached the school gate, suddenly, the roar of a sports car sounded. A white Porsche 911 Carrera rushed forward and blocked right in front of them. The car window rolled down. Yi Yue Yan's face, wearing sunglasses, was revealed. Her voice had no warmth at all. Get in the car. Speechless, I slapped my forehead. Yi Yue Yan is in that state and she's still looking for me? Yi Feng, go on. The beautiful teacher is waiting for you. Sun Yun winked at me. Then he disappeared. Before leaving, he shouted, don't forget your brothers. When you hit it big. I have nothing left to say. Beep. A car behind was honking urgently, but Yi Yue Yan remained motionless, just staring at me like that. I had no choice but to open the car door, and sat in the passenger seat. The sports car roared and sped away. The two were silent the whole way. I didn't know where she was planning to take me. A few minutes later, the car drove into an underground parking lot. Yi Yue Yan turned off the engine. She got out of the car first. Confused, I also got out of the car, but suddenly, I felt someone kick me. I turned my head to look. It was Yi Yue Yan who kicked me. My calf was struck by her sharp high heel. A surge of intense pain hit me. Yi Yue Yan, are you crazy? I cried out in pain. Holding my calf and rubbing it, Yi Yue Yan launched another kick. Her face was full of anger. Dare to talk nonsense? Let's see if you still dare to make things up. Humiliating me, huh? My arm was hit by her 6 centimeters high heel, making me wince and frown in pain. I looked up at Yi Yue Yan, seeing she still intended to keep kicking me. A flash of violence crossed my eyes, but then it immediately returned to normal. Right as Yi Yue Yan launched another kick, I grabbed her slender ankle. Yi Yue Yan was stunned. Previously, whenever she hit Yi Feng, he never hit back. She didn't expect him to dare resist today. I forcefully pushed her leg away. Standing up, I looked around to observe the environment, a dark underground parking lot. Not a single person. There were no surveillance cameras on the ceiling either. Humph. Yi Yue Yan, you really chose a very good place for yourself. I cracked my neck. My knuckles cracked as I popped them. Yi Yue Yan met my gaze. Her whole body trembled slightly. She stammered, What? What do you want to do? What? What are you going to do? Don't do anything reckless. But I ignored her. slowly stepping forward. Yi Yue Yan retreated a few steps in fear. Don't come over here. If you come closer. Call the police. Thud. Yi Yue Yan's back hit the pillar. She frantically wanted to escape to the side, but my fierce gaze had made her too scared to move. It's over. Truly over. This time, it seems Yi Feng has truly gone mad. Am I going to get beaten up? After all, I bullied him quite a bit before. I slowly walked up to her. Yi Yue Yan was so scared, she shut her eyes tight. She sat down, head in her hands, not daring to look at me. Her whole body trembled slightly. What should I do now? I can't actually beat her until her face is all swollen. If I do that, that old man Yi Tianhong will definitely not let me off. There's a way. Seeing me pull out my phone to record a video, then reaching out a hand, hearing my inner thoughts, Yi Yue Yan couldn't help but feel uneasy. She couldn't help but wonder. Suddenly, she felt a pair of large hands poking her armpits. Yi Yue Yan, whose body had been tense, immediately went limp. Haha, don't. Yi Feng. Stop tickling. So it was just this. Delete the video. Did you hear me? I laughed and shook my head. What if I don't delete it? Tisk-esque. Clearly about to cry, yet she's still holding it in. I wonder if I do a few more. If Shell actually starts sobbing. Naturally. I also want to see her look when she cries. I wonder if it's any different from normal people. After all, this lady in front of me always maintains that arrogant and difficult heiress attitude. Thinking of that, I felt a bit excited. I raised my hand again. Stop. Don't hit me anymore. Yi Yue Yan hurriedly pleaded. Is this bastard really crazy? How dare he treat me like this? Even if I made the first move, how could he hit me like that? She's your fourth sister. After all, aren't you afraid eldest sister will punish you for doing this? Only now you know how to cry. I stopped my hand. Squatting on the ground, I looked at her mockingly. This is so satisfying. This arrogant wealthy girl has finally cried. But the more I look at her, the more I find something strange. Why does it feel so weird? It seems I've met her somewhere before. Yi Yue Yan didn't understand what those words meant. She sat up, squatting. She constantly wiped her tears. She hated me to the bone in her heart. Bastard. Damn bastard. I must tell eldest sister that he bullied me. I can't take this beating for nothing. She will definitely take revenge. Vigorously wiping her tears with her sleeve, her beautiful eyes glared at me. I raised an eyebrow. I raised my hand, about to hit again. Making Yi Yue Yan so scared she immediately looked away, not daring to look at me anymore. I withdrew my hand and asked indifferently, tell me then, what were you looking for me at the lecture hall building for earlier? Was it because of Yi Yue again? Yi Yue Yan said through her sobs. When we were struggling and pushing this morning, it was caught on camera by some malicious person. Now rumors are flying online that the two of us are lovers, and they even said I dumped you. Speaking of which, her tone became spiteful. She was angry at the person who took the photo, but she was even angrier at me. If I had just spoken nicely this morning, then it wouldn't have reached the point of being caught on camera and fabricated into a story like this. The person who took the photo isn't a good person either, disregarding all shame just to get views. There was something like that. How come I didn't know? I was only surprised for a moment. Then I didn't bother to care anymore. After what happened this afternoon, I am sure the whole school already knows everything. Yi Yue Yan wiped the streaks of tears on her cheeks. Let's not talk about this anymore. Quickly, tell me where eldest sister is. I want to see her. I stood up and said, fine, but I have one requirement. You must not reveal the address to Yi Tianhong and Lam Bao Cam. I don't want to see them. Oh, that's right. That crazy woman Yi Yue Yao as well. If you can't do it, then forget it. Why? I can understand not telling dad, but why can't mom know either? And our youngest sister too. She's just a little short-tempered. Shut up. Before Yu Yan could finish her sentence, I cut her off with a loud shout. Let me tell you, I don't want to see Lam Bao Cam, that cheap and stupid kind of woman. I want to see that crazy woman Yi Yue Yao even less. Understood? My tone was extremely firm. There is no negotiation here. Yi Yue Yan was frantic. She jumped up, frowning and shouting. How dare you call mom cheap and stupid? She's your mother after all. How could you speak about your mother like that? SSSSS. She took a sharp breath of cold air. Standing up had triggered the pain of her recent injury, but right now she had no mind to think about that. She could overlook being hit just now. After all, she was the one who attacked first, but I was insulting their mother for no reason. That made it unbearable for her. Of course, I was just about to tell the truth, but immediately fell silent. Lam Bao Cam is not my mother. She simply doesn't deserve the title. I looked straight into her eyes. My gaze was as cold as ice. What's the point of saying more? Anyway, even if the truth was laid out before them, they would absolutely never believe it. Yi Yue Yan's eyebrows furrowed even more. What truth? What exactly do you know, Yi Feng? Mom has raised you for so many years. How could you curse at her like that? Yi Yue Yan wanted to keep pressing for answers. Raised my ass. What I ate daily. Did you not know? What I wore. Did you not know? As a child when I was first brought in, I indeed had a happy time. But what about after that? How does your Yi family still dare to open your mouths and say you raised me? Yi Yue Yan. Search your own conscience and ask yourself, don't you know what kind of life I lived in the Yi household? Whatever. Forget it. I don't want to say anymore. Bad people will always be bad people, and the stupid will truly always be stupid. That old man Yi Tianhong is even stupider than Lam Bao Cam. Haha. I laughed out loud like I was crazy. This old man, Yi Tianhong, kicked out Yi Yue just to help Yi Yang climb to that position. It's truly hilarious. If Yi Yang were really his son, that would be one thing. But the point is, he's not. A whole family of bad and stupid people. Only Yu Yue is somewhat okay. Ha ha ha. Oh boy, this won't do. I have to calm down. I laughed so much, my stomach is cramping. I sat down on the hood of the Porsche, gasping for breath. Yi Yue Yan heard my inner thoughts. A wave of panic enveloped her. She felt her limbs quickly turning ice cold. Her complexion also gradually turned pale. Yi Yue Yan, what's wrong with you? It's not that bad. Is it? I only hit you a few times. Why do you look so terrible? I squinted to observe, slightly suspicious whether she was pretending or not. No way. Xiao Yang. How could he not be Dad's biological son? Clearly, the day Xiao Yang was found, Mom showed us the DNA test results. Thinking of this, Yi Yue Yan's mind became dizzy, feeling as if she was about to collapse. I just said Mom was a bad person. Could it be? Mom could never do such a thing. The more she thought, the more confused she became. Her body swayed, seeing her about to fall. I quickly reached out to support her. She struggled to get away from my hands, looking at me with a sharp gaze. Yi Yue Yan thought to herself, what exactly is going on? Why can I hear his inner thoughts today? But if those are truly his inner thoughts, then he surely has no way of deceiving me. Why are you staring at me like that? Is there something on my face? I touched my own face. Yi Yue Yan's demeanor returned to its former arrogance. She tilted her chin up and commanded, nothing. I agree to your requirement. Now take me to the place where you and eldest sister live. I slightly raised an eyebrow. I gave Yi Yue Yan a speechless look. Back to that arrogant, wealthy lady manner again. Let's go. Your ladyship, it's not very far from here. We'll be there soon. I sat in the passenger seat, I said casually. Yi Yue Yan got into the car. A sharp pain and a strange tingling sensation in her left buttock spread through her body. She gritted her teeth, giving me a sharp glare. The car started. I observed the interior of the car. This must have cost a lot of money, right? Why don't I have a cool car like this? Anyway, forget it. I'll only ever be an adopted son. Anyway, that old man Yi Tianhong would never buy one for me. No point in overthinking it. Just wait until I can buy one myself. Yi Yue Yan was driving, feeling a bit uneasy in her heart. The family isn't short of this bit of money, right? Even if they didn't buy Yi Feng a fancy car, they could have at least bought him a cheap car to get around. Yi Feng has nothing, and on top of that, he was kicked out of the house. Dad really is a bit biased. My stomach suddenly growled with hunger. Thinking about the wealthy lady sitting next to me, I thick-headedly said, take me to eat. I am starving to death. You're dreaming. Yi Yue Yan was still in pain. What, eating? You hit me so hard earlier. You clearly aren't that hungry. Are you sure? I leisurely pulled out my phone, opening the video I just recorded. Yi Yue Yan took a glance, filled with shame and anger in her heart. She only regretted she couldn't kick me out of the car right away, but she could only grit her teeth, suppress the anger in her voice and said, fine, I'll buy you a meal, but you must delete that video. I'll have to wait until I finish eating before I reconsider that. I put my phone away, offering a radiant smile. The car stopped in front of a luxury restaurant. After both stepped inside, I ordered a table full of food. More than 10 minutes later, all the dishes were served. I ate like a starving tiger, stuffing food into my mouth. Yi Yue Yan leisurely spooned steamed eggs, looking at me with utter contempt. Truly a hungry ghost reincarnated. I hope you choke on it. A few minutes later, I let out a loud, satisfied burp. Waiter, pack this up for me. The waiter outside heard the call and stepped in to prepare the takeout boxes. Yi Yue Yan frowned. Yi Feng, is that necessary? You don't feel humiliated, but I am embarrassed. I leaned back in the chair, holding a toothpick, glancing at Yi Yue Yan, speechless. Your eldest sister hasn't eaten anything yet. Are you planning to let her starve? Yi Yue Yan lowered her head. She had indeed forgotten that eldest sister hadn't eaten. She didn't expect Yi Feng to remember so clearly. Then pack it up. Remember to give it to eldest sister when we get home. Yi Yue Yan didn't want to apologize, so she followed my inner thoughts and retorted. You can actually think about eldest sister? Then why didn't you buy a brand new table of food? Are you planning to let her eat our leftovers? She made a sarcastic jab at me. Yi Yue Yan was stunned. How did Yi Feng suddenly become so sharp? I forgot. I'll go buy a new meal right now. She stood up, intending to order another table of food, but I stopped her. No need. Your eldest sister won't mind this. Yi Yue Yan was so angry she stomped her feet, but she couldn't do anything about it. Delete that video for me. I am not deleting it. You really are a rogue. The two of them walked out of the restaurant carrying 2 large bags of food. Chatting as they walked, Yi Yue Yan kept a cold face the entire way. She drove back to the old apartment complex. Yi Feng, how could you leave eldest sister in a dump like this? Yi Yue Yan stood below, looking up at the building. The wall paint was peeling and mottled. Every balcony was crowded with hanging laundry. It felt very overcrowded here, and a bit filthy and messy. Yi Yue Yan and I walked through the hallway. I said nonchalantly, this has nothing to do with me. It's just because she was thick-skinned enough to insist on following me. Besides, I only had a little over 5,000 yuan on me at the time. Being able to rent a place like this was already good enough. Yi Yue Yan didn't know what else to say. After all, 5,000 yuan really is quite a small amount. Having any place to stay at all was lucky. At this moment, the two of them didn't notice at all. A pair of eyes was silently watching them. The two entered the house, turned on the air conditioner. I immediately flopped down onto the bamboo mat on the floor. Yi Yue Yan looked around the room. A look of disdain was clearly written all over her face. Why is the room for the two of you so small? Yi Feng, did you get scammed by the landlord? I replied while typing on my phone. If you think eldest sister is suffering here, then when she gets back, you can take her away immediately. You can rent her a new house, or take her back home. Even better, I'll have some peace and quiet on my own. I can get more work done. Yi Yu Yan shot back at me. Even if you didn't say it, I would have done so anyway. But she suddenly remembered that everyone was desperate to find eldest sister yesterday. So, she sent the address to the sisters group chat. It seemed she had completely forgotten the promise she just made, that she wouldn't reveal this location to Yi Yue Yao. At this moment, inside the Yi group, her face was full of sorrow while handling her work. Yi Yue Xue received the message. She pushed aside the unfinished pile of work. She straightened her clothes and left work immediately. In another place, Yi Yu Shuang was still, languidly flipping through the submitted manuscripts. When she received the message from the other side, she suddenly became energized, immediately requested a day off, and rushed to that address, an area on the outskirts of Jiangcheng City. Inside an abandoned factory site, a group of youths was gathered there. Yi Yuyao was sitting with her legs crossed, sitting majestically on a high platform, holding a slim cigarette for women between her fingers. She took a puff but didn't inhale. Looking at the rowdy youths below, she blew out a plume of smoke. Her hair was tied in a high ponytail. Her hair was a dark emerald green, looking incredibly stylish and rebellious. She was wearing an expensive racing suit, perfectly highlighting the hot curves of her body. Her whole presence exuded an air of majesty and agility. Beside her was a Schubert C4 Pro motorcycle helmet. Just then, her phone chimed with a notification. She picked it up to look. It was a message in the sisters group chat. After reading the message, her beautiful face quickly contorted. Thaiho Academy, Building 2, Room 301. Very well. Yifeng, you dared to cause eldest sister to be kicked out of the house. Just you wait. She didn't reply to the message, put her phone away, adjusted her ponytail, and put on her helmet. At that moment, two girls from a distance saw Yu Yao's actions and approached her. Sister Yao, where are we going? These two girls looked exactly alike. Their style of dress was also similar to Yi Yue Yao's. I am taking you two to beat someone up. Yi Yue Yao's voice came from inside the helmet. It sounded a bit muffled, but it couldn't hide the violence within. The two girls' eyes lit up. Their faces showed clear excitement. The purple-haired girl was named Li Wu Xin, and the red-haired girl was Li Wu Meng. They were also wealthy young ladies in Jiangcheng. They were a pair of twins. Ever since they met Yi Yu Yao, the rebellious ego within them had been unleashed. Every day, they followed Yi Yu Yao out. Racing, drinking, fighting, causing trouble. Those were things they never dared think of before. Their father, Li Jianhao, was initially very angry, but when he discovered Yi Yu Yao was Yi Tianhong's daughter, he was happy to let his two daughters follow her as lackeys. The two families already had business ties. Furthermore, the Yi family was very powerful. There were benefits to sucking up to them. They didn't bother with the other followers, who were drinking and chatting below the platform. The three of them revved their engines and sped off on their bikes. Not far away, a green-haired youth watched them depart. A look of confusion appeared on his face. At this time, Yi Yuexue's working, when she suddenly received a notice from the board of directors, requesting an emergency meeting of top-level management. She had a premonition. Yi Tianhong was planning to let Yi Yang take over as CEO. A sense of unease rose in her heart. She entered the meeting room. Inside, more than 10 people were already seated. Seeing Yi Yang there as well, her heart sank. After Yi Yue Shu arrived, Yi Tianhong immediately declared the meeting open. Members of the board, the group cannot go a single day without a CEO. I hereby nominate my son, Yi Yang, for this position. Who is in favor? Who objects? Yi Tianhong's words caused the members on the board to exchange glances. I will give everyone 5 minutes to discuss. Begin. After speaking, Yi Tianhong sat in the chairman's seat and took a sip of tea. Yi Yang stood right beside him. He had stayed up almost all night and woke up early this morning. His complexion looked somewhat pale, but now, 2 sickly red patches appeared on his face. Yi Yue Shui sat in the vice president's position, looking at them as they whispered and discussed, but absolutely no one intended to stand up and object. Her heart was filled with extreme resentment. They all knew exactly what kind of person Yi Yang was, and yet, no one dared to speak up. She waited another minute. Seeing that still, no one spoke, she stood up and looked directly at Yi Tianhong. I object. Her voice was as cold as ice, without a trace of warmth. Yi Yang's face stiffened. Then, he looked at Yi Yu Shu in disbelief. Is Yi Yu Xue crazy? Why is she objecting? Normally, even though she was always cold, she still treated him quite well. Why did she suddenly jump out to object today? He was screaming inside. He was so close to succeeding. And yet, Yi Yue Shu ruined it. He almost couldn't maintain his calm expression. Yi Tianhong stared at Yi Yu Xue in astonishment. He shouted, "Do you have any idea what you're saying?" The people below also looked at Yi Yue Shui with complicated gazes. One must know that Yi Tianhong held absolute control over the Yi group. Even though they had some level of decision-making and advisory power, it held no value at all in front of Yi Tianhong. Yi Tianhong held many of their secrets. Otherwise, they would have been kicked out of the group long ago. If they wanted to enjoy wealth and luxury, they had to surrender their lives to this old man. Yi Tianhong. But Yi Yuexui was different. She was Yi Tianhong's daughter, and she was also the vice president. There were things they didn't dare say. But Yi Yuexui could. Yi Yuexui's cold gaze met Yi Tianhong's. She had no intention of backing down. I object to Yi Yang becoming the CEO of the Yi group. That's just the kind of person he is. Yi Tianhong really didn't expect Yi Yuexui to dare contradict him right in front of all the shareholders. Yi Yang clenched his fists. The way he looked at Yi Yuexui had completely changed. Fine. Once I am firmly in this seat, the first person I'll get rid of is you. Yi Yuexui spoke up again. Mr. Chairman, Yi Yang only just graduated high school. Right now, he's not even attending university. Father, handing the group over to him to manage, is truly an unwise move. Yi Yuexui's words hit the mark. Each word was like a knife stabbing into Yi Yang's heart. Yi Tianhong's face was flushed with rage. Follow me into the small meeting room. Xiao Yang, you come too. Yi Yuexui followed behind without any hesitation. At this time, Yi Tianhong paced angrily back and forth in the room. Seeing Yi Yuexui still looking at him calmly with a cold face, with no sign of backing down, his fury erupted immediately. Yi Yuexui, do you have any idea what you just said? Do you want Xiao Yang to be gossiped about in the future? Yuexui, father, I am only telling the truth. Xiao Yang truly lacks the competence for this position. Yi Yang stood to the side, listening to Yi Yuexui's words. His gaze became even darker. He cast his eyes about, calculating. Then he rubbed his eyes hard with his fingers. He stepped forward and bowed his head to Yi Yuexui. Second sister is absolutely right. I really don't have that capability. After speaking, he looked over at Yi Tianhong. Father, maybe the CEO position should just be given to second sister. I'll just stay at home and be an idle young master. He finished. His face showed loneliness and sadness, forcing out a bright smile. Yi Yuexui's eyes narrowed. But the Yan personality could no longer restrain herself. She was about to take control of the body, but was firmly suppressed by the Shu personality. Yi Yang's petty trick proved very effective. Yi Tianhong saw Yi Yang's eyes were bloodshot. Combined with those green tea-style words, he understood the hidden meaning. His face immediately darkened. Yi Yuexui, do you feel that being vice president is still not enough? You just objected to Xiao Yang. Is it because you want to take his seat? Yi Yuexui shook her head and gave a thin smile. I have no interest in the CEO position of the Yi group. I only want the Yi group to move further ahead. Father, please trust me. Xiao Yang truly lacks the capability. He cannot carry this responsibility. Compared to Yi Yang, I trust eldest sister much more. At most, you're still here, aren't you, father? Her words made Yi Yang feel even more wronged. He decided to go all the way, pinched his waist hard with his hand. Tears immediately welled up. Father, second sister is right. I really don't have that capability. Maybe you should just give my position to her. After all, eldest sister is gone, and I am incompetent. Only second sister is most deserving. I believe she'll do a better job than me, much more excellently than I could. He spoke with extreme sincerity. His tears further proved his determination. The Yan personality was about to explode with rage. She snapped to attention, taking control of the body in a split second. She scolded him straight to his face. Xiao Yang, are your words meant to make father misunderstand on purpose? What do you mean? Your position. I see clearly that you're doing this intentionally. Before she could even finish her sentence, the Shu personality regained control. Yi Yuexui's expression was a bit unpleasant. She looked at Yi Tianhong. Yi Tianhong already believed Yi Yuexui was scheming to seize the CEO position, and seeing Yi Yang act like he only cared for the group's interests made him even more heartbroken. Now with the Yan personality making a scene, he felt Yi Yang was truly being mistreated, like a talent not being appreciated, dropped out, idling all day doing nothing, now that he wanted to strive for progress. And yet his own second sister was crushing his hopes. Yi Tianhong's rage could no longer be contained. Yi Yuexui, your words just now were clearly slandering Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang has been so proactive and yielding, and yet you still want to speak ill of him. How can your heart be so filthy and despicable? I have made my decision. Let Xiao Yang take office as the CEO of the Yi Group. It's useless no matter what anyone says. Yi Tianhong waved his hand and gave the order. He decisively made the final decision, then stormed out of the small meeting room. The meeting that followed, Yi Yuexui did not attend. Even someone as calm as her couldn't help but feel indignant. Yi Yang's fake posturing. Any rational person could see through it at a glance. She also didn't understand why Yi Tianhong seemed so bewitched. Yi Yuexui took out her phone, posted the news in the group chat. She also recounted the whole conversation they just had. At this time, Yi Yuexui was crowding in a packed job market. The hot weather made her sweat, her hair sticking to her forehead. Her face showed clear exhaustion and weariness. When she saw the message on her phone, she immediately opened it. The more she read, the angrier she became. She typed out her frustrations. Today I went to look for a job at the job market. Either they didn't believe my resume, or they just gave it a glance and rejected me outright. Clearly, Someone is intentionally targeting me. Everyone, tell father for me if he doesn't apologize. Even if I have to die out here, I will absolutely never go back to beg him. After sending a long string of messages, she ignored the other messages in the group. Yi Yue looked at the passing crowd with a worn-out face. Her hand clutched a 50 yuan note tightly. Her nose suddenly felt a stinging sensation. Throughout the whole morning, she had been rejected by more than 10 companies. Her requirements weren't high at all, from department director down to manager, then to assistant manager, and finally, team leader. But without exception, everyone refused her. Some, as soon as they heard her name, shunned her like she was the plague. There were also those who had no idea who she was. After she introduced herself, they just treated her like a scammer, and rightly so. The precious young lady of the Yi group. How could she lower herself to this place to find a job? Her gaze unconsciously turned toward the most crowded area. That was the General Labor Employment Center. There, it was all manual labor. Serving tables, factory work, tightening screws, jobs that didn't require much thought. You just needed to be healthy. But she really couldn't resign herself to it. As an MBA holder, was she really reduced to being a common laborer? But if she didn't work, how would she and Yi Feng survive? Fear rose in her heart, and she hurriedly stood up and left that place. Yi Yue Shui called her fourth sister, Yi Yue Yan. Yue, we've arrived. All right, I am coming down to meet you. Yi Yue Yan hung up. She prepared to go out, asking without even looking up, who's here? Second and third sisters. The voice echoed from outside the door. I could only shake my head in weary resignation. Yi Yue Jue and Yi Yue Shuang started complaining about this ancient environment as soon as they walked in. Once inside, Yi Yu Ju switched to her Yan personality. She saw me and came skipping over. Long time no see. Yi Feng, what are you doing? She leaned in close to me, seeing my fingers moving quickly, typing continuously. She was curious, yet felt this scene was somewhat familiar. Say something. Are you mute? Yi Yue Yan playfully tickled my armpit. I jumped in surprise, causing me to misspell a few words. Yi Yue Yan. Do you want a beating? I reached out and gave her a sharp tug, sending her tumbling onto the floor, and I immediately retaliated in kind. Yi Feng, ha ha ha. Stop. Stop tickling me. Ha ha. Yi Yu Yan and I were wrestling and playing together. The noisy commotion attracted the attention of the other two. Yi Yue Shuang's beautiful face immediately tightened. Yi Feng, what on earth are you doing? Are you trying to harass her? Yi Yu Xu also said in her heart, stop fooling around. I felt it too. I stopped my hands, pushed away the Yin personality who was still laughing uncontrollably. I turned to look at Yi Yu Shuang, who was looking at me with a cold face and eyes full of disgust. Truly a mental case. I cursed silently in my head, but I didn't say anything to object. Anyway, doing that really was a bit fun, but I still felt uneasy inside. Yi Feng, you dare to insult me? Yi Yu Shuang had heard my inner thoughts, so she thought I had actually spoken those insults to her. But Yi Yue Yan was stunned. She didn't see Yi Feng's mouth move at all. How did he make a sound? I will. I glanced at Yi Yue Shuang. Her eyes clearly showed her hatred for me. I turned away and continued typing. I didn't want to argue with her anymore. After all, this Yi Yue Shuang girl is the one who hates me most in this family, second only to Yi Yang. That time, Yi Yang failed the university entrance exam. She actually managed to blame it all on me. Back then, to save face in front of the family, Yi Yang spent a fortune hiring top students to give him answers during every test. Then at home, he would intentionally belittle Yi Feng, saying he was a poor student, ranked last in the class. I was slandered by him quite a bit back then. Anyway, while my grades weren't outstanding, they were among the better ones in class. To prove my abilities, I worked hard on my studies. That year, I scored 562 on the entrance exam, and was eventually accepted into Jiangcheng University. As for Yi Yang, no matter how much he cheated, he barely managed a score of just over 200. He was so embarrassed that he threw a tantrum and refused to attend university at all. But the most ridiculous thing was that Yi Yu Shuang thought Yi Yang failing and refusing to go to school was Yi Feng's fault, and she just believed it as a matter of course without any reason. Our relationship was already not great, now adding in the Yi Yang thing, so I didn't even bother saying another word to her. Truly someone with mental issues. When did I ever insult her? Besides, Yan, the actual person involved, hasn't said anything. What makes you think it's your turn to meddle? I opened my phone, continuing my boring work of borrowing text. The Yan personality became even more astonished. She widened her beautiful eyes, staring intently at my mouth. Yi Yu Shuang wouldn't let it go. She stood up abruptly from her chair, with hands on her hips. She pointed a finger directly at my face and scolded. Yi Feng, I think you really need a beating. Can you just touch a girl's body whenever you want? I only said a few things, and yet you dare to insult me. I really can't understand a student like you. Why are your morals and character so poor? This kind of behavior from Yi Yue Shuang was truly rare to see. Naturally weak-willed since childhood, she never actively scolded anyone, but I was an exception. Though she didn't use vulgar words, her words were extremely sharp and aggressive, showing no trace of her former submissiveness. Standing nearby, Yan secretly speculated in her heart. Could it be that third sister Shuang could also hear my inner thoughts? As for me, I was dazed from the scolding. I turned back to look at the furious Yi Yu Shuang. Hey, sister. Why am I suddenly getting blasted like this? I haven't even opened my Mouth. Is something wrong with her ears? Right then, Yan spoke up to intervene. Third sister. Yi Feng really didn't say anything. Yi Yue Yan is also helping to mediate. You misheard it, sister. I narrowed my eyes at Yi Yu Shuang. My gaze gradually became dangerous. No way. I was suddenly scolded so unjustly. There's no way I am letting this slide. Yi Yu Shuang. Do you want to be beaten, even more? I said while standing up. I could tolerate Yi Yu Yan a little. She's just moody. But why on earth should I pamper you? Yi Yue Shuang. Under their terrified or angry gazes, I grabbed a clothes hanger. Yi Yu Shuang. Apologize to me right now, then I might overlook your actions of scolding me for no reason earlier. Otherwise, don't blame me for being ruthless. Pointing the hanger at Yi Yue Shuang, I glared at her. Unexpectedly, Yi Yue Shuang was even angrier than me. Why should I apologize? You clearly scolded me earlier. Are you planning to hit me? Come on then. Yi Yue Yan began to panic. She really believed that I would hit someone because she had just been bullied by me earlier. Sister Yan was so scared she didn't dare to move. She knew well what Yi Yu Shuang had done before. With my current state, it looked like I was really going to do it. I cursed under my breath. I've never heard such a cheap request. Then I suddenly rushed straight towards Yi Yue Shuang, raising my hand high. But Yi Yu Shuang still stood motionless, believing I would truly strike. Yi Yu Yan and Sister Yan rushed to stop me, but it was too late. Seeing that Yi Yu Shuang didn't seem to want to dodge at all, the corner of my mouth curled up slightly. The hanger whipped down forcefully. The sound of whistling, wind echoed. Smack. The hanger whipped hard against her arm. A clear red welt appeared before my eyes. It took Yi Yu Shuang 2 seconds to react. She screamed out in agony. Yi Yu Yan quickly supported her from the side. Yi Yue Shuang was in so much pain she couldn't speak. Then she raised her head and looked at me. Why did you actually hit her? She's your third sister. Third sister. My foot. She has nothing to do with me. And I even think I hit her too lightly. I made a move as if to strike again. That hanger was already bent. I didn't hold back at all with that blow. Who told her to dare slander me so casually? You guys tell me. Did I even open my mouth to say anything just now? It's clearly just her own delusion. Yi Yue Shuang was in so much pain that tears fell uncontrollably. Hearing my words, she immediately retorted. You're lying. You clearly scolded me. You bastard. I really rushed forward once more, but my thigh was suddenly hugged tightly. Turning my head back, it was Sister Yi Yue Yan. Feng, stop hitting her. And you too? Third sister. Yi Feng really didn't scold you earlier. You just misheard it yourself. Yi Yu Yan continued. Right, fourth sister? Yi Feng really didn't open his mouth to speak earlier, right? Yi Yue Yan nodded hurriedly. Yes, that's right, third sister. You definitely misheard. During the following moments, the two of them were both comforting Yi Yu Shuang, but it was completely useless. Her tears fell as if they cost nothing. They just kept pouring down. She cried more and more bitterly. No matter how they coaxed her, it didn't work. At this time, Yi Yang heard the crying from inside the room. He felt a bit confused, not knowing what had happened. Then Sister Yan came up to me and asked softly in a negotiating tone, Yi Feng, how about you apologize to third sister? No way. I am not doing it. It's already good enough that I haven't kicked her out. Cry, cry, cry. It's so noisy. I didn't even bother to turn my head. I continued typing. The book is almost at 50,000 words. Just 50,000 more and it can be released. At that point, would I still be short of money? Yi Feng, just go and apologize. After all, it really wasn't right for you to hit someone. Sister Yan was still trying to persuade me. At this moment, Yi Yang outside heard footsteps and quickly hid himself. It turned out that Yi Wei had returned. She walked very quickly. She could hear the crying even from outside. She guessed that her sisters had come to cause trouble for me and ended up being taught a lesson by me. After entering, she saw Yi Yu Shuang sitting on the chair, clutching her arm and sobbing. The sound of the door opening caught their attention. Everyone immediately greeted the eldest sister. Big sister, you're back. Sister Yan cried out in joy. Big sister, Yue Shuang said through her sobs. Xiao Shuang, what's wrong? Yi Yu Wei's gaze turned towards me. Big sister, Yi Feng hit me. Yi Yu Shuang cried even more bitterly. Yi Yue Wei's brows furrowed tightly. She looked at me and asked, Xiao Feng, what is going on? Big sister, Yi Feng cursed at me, and he even hit me. Yi Yue Shuang looked at me with tearful eyes. I've really had enough. Everyone is like this. As long as Yi Yue Shuang acts a little pitiful, you all defend her. Don't you? Who are you showing those cheap tears to? I didn't say a single word, yet you insist that I scolded her. Fine. Very well. Yi Yue Shuang, damn you. Now I've scolded you. What are you going to do about it? Enough. It's really more than enough. I've been reborn into a new life, yet I still have to endure this frustration. I pointed my hand towards the door. All of you, get the hell out. My sudden outburst left the three women staring at each other in confusion. Sister Yan and the other two sisters were deeply shaken. After my outburst, I also fell silent. I felt that I might have been a bit too impulsive just now, but seeing Yi Yue Wei's mood being swayed by just a few of her words made me feel very uncomfortable inside. I wanted to let it all out, especially when I saw her frowning and using that tone to question me. A sense of grievance suddenly welled up within me. I truly had not scolded Yi Yu Shuang, though I certainly did in my mind. Big sister, look at him. At this moment, Yi Yue Shuang just wanted to quickly vent her anger. What right does Yu Feng have to hit me? Yi Yue's face gradually grew cold. She turned to look at her beloved younger sister, and then forcefully brushed away the hand clutching hers. Yi Yu Shuang, you're becoming more and more lawless. Previously, when you were isolating Xiao Feng, I told you not to take it too far. Now that he has left the Yi family, why do you still want to do this? Now, apologize to Xiao Feng immediately. Yi Yu Wei narrowed her almond eyes. Her voice carried an undeniable authority. Yi Yue Yan froze in shock. Even Yan and Shu were just as astonished. Even I was a bit confused by what was happening. In my memories, Yi Yue Wei always went out of her way to protect them. Why is everything reversed now? Hearing that, Yi Yu Shuang was stunned. Even her crying stopped instantly. Your tears stop as soon as you want them to, don't they? Yi Yu Wei looked at her. Her gaze became increasingly unfriendly. Apologized to Xiao Feng quickly. Yi Yue Shuang heard the words of her close eldest sister and felt her hands and feet go cold. Her whole body trembled slightly. Big sister, why? He hit me. Big sister, how can you make me apologize to him? At this moment, no matter how foolish Yi Yu Shuang was, she realized something was wrong. Those words really were in my voice. I am sorry, Yi Feng. It's my fault. Yi Yu Shuang noticed her sister's increasingly cold gaze and blurted out an apology instinctively, but immediately after, a wave of shame and anger rose in her heart. She had never apologized to me once, not even saying a single kind word, yet today she was forced by the eldest sister to apologize to me. She shot me a resentful sideways glance, then turned away without another word. Yi Yue Wei ignored her and looked at the other two. Yi Yu Yan said, Big sister, we came this time to persuade you to come home, asking carefully. That's right. That's right. Big sister, no one will hire you if you look for a job now. Maybe you should just. Immediately. Yi Yue Wei's face darkened. Today, after leaving the job exchange, she had sent her resume everywhere online, but they all went unanswered. Physically and mentally exhausted, she had no choice but to return home. No way. Dad. Because he wants to force me back home, dared to issue a blacklist against me. Do you think I should go back? People live for their dignity. Trees live for their bark. Tell him this for me. Even if I, Yi Yue, have to deliver food in the future, or serve tables and wash dishes, I will absolutely never bow my head to him. Yi Yue's tone was incredibly firm, her attitude extremely decisive. Yi Yu Yan felt utterly exhausted. What should we do now? Both of them are just as stubborn as the other, neither willing to give in. Brilliant. Well said. I praised her silently in my heart. The corners of Yi Wei's mouth involuntarily curled up slightly. Yi Yu Shuang's face nearby was very unpleasant, her beautiful eyes glaring at me with hatred. Big sister, do you really intend to stay here with Yu Feng and never leave? Immediately after, I tilted my head and looked at her, saying in a slow tone, if those eyes of yours dare to glare at me again, I won't hesitate to gouge them out. Yi Yu Shuang instinctively looked away, but then realized she had lost once again, making her feel extremely frustrated inside. Third sister, behave yourself, Sister Yan advised. Yi Yu Shuang had never felt so aggrieved. She turned to the side, refusing to look at anyone. Then Sister Yan spoke up. Big sister, if you've decided to stay out here, then well, pool some money for the two of you first. Third sister. Fourth sister, let's go to the grocery store and get some cash. Exchange all their cash. When that runs out, we'll come back. Regarding this, Yi Yu Shuang had no objection. All three women stood up at the same time. I looked at them with a bit of surprise, but said nothing more. However, at that exact moment, a loud shout came from outside the door. Suddenly, Yi Tianhong burst straight into the room and screamed in a rage, let me see who dares to help Yi Feng. Dad. Yi Yu Yan was startled and terrified. She gave Yi Tianhong a forced smile, and then surreptitiously hid behind the others. Yi Yu Shuang was so scared, her face turned pale as a sheet. She didn't even dare to move. None of you will listen to me, right? Who gave you permission to see him, and you were going to give him money. Let me tell you, don't even dream about it. Yi Tianhong's shout boomed like thunder in their ears, leaving the three daughters frozen in place. Yi Yang was still hiding outside the door, not coming in. My eyes flickered over everyone, and then I secretly started recording on my phone. Then I stood up, looking straight ahead with a cold gaze. Old man, get out of here. You're not welcome here. You unfilial son. I thought after 2 days you'd have learned some respect, but you're still the same. There will be no place for you in the Yi family ever again. Yi Tianhong was so angry his hair seemed to